Sarah Barnham and I will be your trainer today. So you're both here today for training for Cardar Solutions, which we've spoken about in the individualised workplace learning plans. So basically you're here to upskill and operate in new areas and fields, which is for both of you, social media. The unit we are doing is SIRXMKT002, use social media to engage customers, and it is found in the Retail Services training package. So this unit is a low level unit and it's mostly theoretical learning. There's not a lot of practical requirements out of it, which is why most of the training today in the next 2 sessions will be conducted through a PowerPoint presentation. We'll have your learning activities as we go along, some group discussions, so nothing too crazy. But before we'll start, I'll point out the toilets. So the female and male toilets are just out that door and to the right. There's a first aid kit in this cupboard over here, but there's also a first aid kit in the staff room. In the event of an emergency, we will go out through that back door and into the car park and we'll all meet there. If that, for some reason, we can't go out that back door, we'll go out the front door and out into the front of the building. Does everyone feel safe with that?
Yep.
Excellent. So, week 4, using social media in business. Social media trends and platforms. So, in today's session, we will cover trending platforms, consumer behaviour, trending content, various social media platforms and their demographic or primary users, key features and uses, integration into business activity and usability. And I should have said this before, but I'm going slide by slide, so if you guys are up to slide 4, you're on the right page. So, yep, that next one there, Karen. That one there. So by the end of this session, you will know how a business can use social media platforms to engage customers, why consumer behaviour on social media is important to business sales, and the different types of social media platforms, what they are most commonly used for, and how they can be integrated into business activity. Karen, I will say if you're having trouble seeing the PowerPoint on that iPad,
Yeah, it's not really.
Yeah, perhaps just use Darren's laptop for now if you can both see it and you're comfortable with that.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Carry on. So you guys got the learning objectives?
Yes.
Yes.
So, as we said before, you're here because you're both from Cardar Solutions and you want to upskill and be able to use social media to promote the business and connect with clients. So, up to slide 6 now.
Yep.
What do you think is a trending platform? Either of you, feel free to answer what you might think a trending platform is.
You mean like Facebook?
Yes, exactly like Facebook. Any other?
Twitter? Snapchat?
Yep.
Yeah, Facebook.
Facebook? Okay. So if you go to the next slide, you'll see all the logos there from the most common platforms, which is, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Vine, all those sorts of, apps that we use are trending platforms. So to put it in a definition, it's any popular website or application used to produce and share content.
Yep.
So yeah, you guys are familiar with that. You probably use them every day. Moving on to that, so most of us do use social media every day. Social media has become a part of our daily routines. We use it to read the news, watch videos, connect with family and friends, and just stay up to date, basically. So why are we so addicted to social media? A lot of the time we'll be sitting around at home and our first instinct is to scroll through social media. Like I've done it, I'm sure you've both found yourself there before. Companies like Facebook, Snapchat and YouTube are constantly switching it up. So basically we can never get bored of these trending platforms. We stay interested by the regular updates, the new features, the opportunities provided on these social media platforms. So talking to a family member or a friend on the other side of the world can happen in seconds. So how can a business benefit from social media? Without looking at the slide, even though you're probably already there, what are some ways a business do you think could benefit from social media?
Advertising.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, it's networking, getting the brand out, getting
Yep.
it seen.
Excellent. So there are 5 main ways. The first is obviously revenue. So revenue can be made through building a community or advertising your products or services within the social media platform. Ads can either link back to a business's social media page or to a website, directly to products, that sort of thing. You've probably seen that before. Brand development. So this allows customers to connect and interact with your business on a more personal level. It also allows other customers to share their own experiences, which is, you know, you might not be seeing it, but it's still developing your brand behind the scenes. Attracting customers. So this is the advertising one. Basically, you don't actually have to pay for advertising on Facebook. You can just be uploading pictures and videos of your products or your services, and that's another form of advertising. Research. You can use social media to actually research what your competitors are doing and how, you know, if it's working for them and if it's not. And networking. So for the purpose of knowledge sharing and word of mouth referrals. So we'll do a bit of a social experiment if you can both pull out your mobile phones. Do you both have Facebook?
Yeah.
So go to your Facebook page and just take a scroll through your feed slowly and start to see what are you seeing on your feed?
Cooking recipes,
Mm-hmm.
ads for betting agencies.
Yep. It's a direct interest of yours.
Yes, it is.
Yep. How about you, Karen?
Posts from other people that I've friended on Facebook, some childcare sites.
Mm-hmm. So are you seeing any paid advertising or paid content or sponsored content on there? So Darren, you would have if you're seeing betting.
I've seen some betting agency ads, yes.
Yep, yep.
Oh yeah, I have some dog things.
Dog things.
Dog, yeah, you can buy stuff.
So without even knowing it, you could be scrolling through your Facebook feed and you're just being exposed to these advertisements, and while you're not actually physically thinking about these advertisements, you're still being exposed to them and they're still in the back of your mind. And that's how businesses use Facebook to integrate into people's lives.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of the time too, and Darren, you've just experienced this yourself, so the advertisements you'll see in your feed are advertisements linked directly back to your own hobbies or interests as well. So consumer behaviour. Consumer behaviour is the examination of people or groups and their processes to select, use and dispose of products, services and experiences to satisfy needs and the impacts that these processes have on the consumer and society. That's a bit of a long-winded explanation of consumer behaviour, but it's basically how people consume products and how they come to the point where they feel they need a product. This is important, this is on the exam, so remember this slide. Feel free to take notes as well with your notepads, which I see you've already been doing. So, consumer behaviour blends elements from psychology, sociology, social anthropology and economics to understand the decision-making processes of buyers. So it's a combination of those 4 factors. So we have economics, which is the study of supply and demand. Sociology, the study of group behaviour. Psychology, the study of thought processes. And anthropology, what makes us human. So when you break those definitions down, it's pretty basic what consumer behaviour is. It's how we discover that we feel we need something, how we buy it, how we consume it. So have you. This slide 15 has a really interesting quote on consumer behaviour. So ultimately, consumers hold all the power in the business world. There is only one boss, the customer. and he can fire everyone in the company from the chairman on down simply by spending his money somewhere else.
Yeah, good.
And actually that was Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart. So why do you think consumer behaviour is important in business, Karen?
Well, the business needs consumers, they need customers, otherwise they're not going to make any profit, any money, they won't survive.
Yep. How about you, Darren? What do you think?
Well, the same thing really. Without a customer, there's no. It doesn't matter how good your product is. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
So companies need to know how people seek out their products and services, so where they should be advertising. So if people are Facebooking, how do I get this? That company needs to know to advertise on Facebook, essentially. So for a business to be successful, they have to provide a product or service that is accessible to those interested in their product and visible to potential customers. So companies use social media to create buzz with the chance of getting their messages spread viral, and in the process also learn from customers and how customers spread that message. So does that make sense?
Yes.
Trending content. So not trending platforms, trending content. What do you think trending content is?
That's the actual what you're looking at, rather than
Where you're
where
looking
you're
at it.
looking at it. Yeah.
Excellent. So a trending content is a subject or topic that experiences a sudden surge in popularity on social media topics. So thinking back to this past year, can you think of anything? So this might be a hashtag, a meme, even just a news topic that just went sort of crazy over social media.
The surfer that was in the water with a shark.
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
So that was everywhere,
Yeah.
and that was definitely a trending topic. Anything Donald Trump related, you could say, is a trending topic. Red Dead Redemption, trending topic.
Yeah.
That was a big one, that game. So a few more examples. So Fortnite, in 2018, Fortnite was that online video game that everyone was obsessed with. Meghan Markle, so anything to do with the royal family just goes huge, it's crazy. The Yanni or Laurel debate, do either of you know what that is?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think I heard it, but I remember.
So it was that audio clip where
Yeah.
half the world heard Yanni, half the world heard Laurel. Red Dead Redemption 2, and another example is Ariana Grande's Thank You Next song and video. So basically her song became like this massive meme where everyone was sharing that catchphrase, Thank You Next, and it was probably one of the biggest ones of 2018 actually, and it's still continuing. Trending content, Fortnite. So Fortnite was massive in 2018. People were talking about it everywhere on every social media platform. Of Fortnite, we saw memes, videos, tutorials, and images flood social media. It became a topic everyone was talking about. So with that being said, how much do you think Fortnite made? Millions? It was $2.4 billion in that year alone. So Fortnite is...
Good for Carter.
Fortnite is that, if you can figure out a way how to correlate Fortnite with Cardar Solutions, I would go for it. So Fortnite is the perfect example of how a trending topic can be used successfully in a business through effective social media marketing and promotions. So how does trending content affect business? How do you think? Darren?
Oh, well, you're reaching a wider and broader audience. If something's trending, more people are looking at it. That means that the potential to actually attract people is greater because you've got a wider audience.
Exactly. And also, trending content makes you personable. So if you're a business on social media and if you're using trending content to then relate back to your own business, whether you do it, emotionally, humour, that sort of thing, it makes you personable and people are more likely to reach out to you. So with that, companies use trending content to build relationships with customers, engage with customers, and to be involved in social media communities. Too many companies make the mistake of simply selling their products and making no effort to communicate with their customers. Reaching out to customers to try and build a relationship is so important. Failing to do so can bore your audience. So that's a really good one to remember if you're expanding the business onto social media. Try to communicate with your customers rather than just, here's my product.
So connect.
Yeah, so if you've posted a photo on Facebook of something that you're doing or that you want to offer and people start commenting, reply, and that shows that you're there and you're interested and you're wanting to hear their thoughts. Right, so with that, we'll do our first quick quiz. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll quickly go through it with you and then just take a couple of minutes to fill it out. So question 1. Give 3 examples of a trending platform.
Okay, we do go now?
I'll go through it first and then you can go through it on your own. Question 2. Give 3 examples of trending content. So it's important that you be able to differentiate between platform and content. And then number 3, what are the 4 elements that make up consumer behaviour? So go ahead and have a go at that. If you have any questions yourselves. Cool. Both done?
Yes.
Happy with the answers? Right, so give 3 examples of a trending platform. Karen, what did you have?
Pinterest, Facebook, and Snapchat.
Excellent. Darren, what did you have?
Oh, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Nice. Very good. So, Darren, 3 examples of trending content.
Well, Meghan Markle and the Royals, Red Dead Redemption, and Fortnite.
Good memory, I see. Karen, what was your...
The Surfer and the Shark. I can't remember the name of the surfer, but it was...
It was Manning. Someone
Yeah.
Manning. Yeah, I know
It was
what you're talking about.
Ariana Grande, Thank You Next, and Meghan Markle.
Excellent.
It's actually Nick Fanning, not Manning.
Manning.
Fanning.
Number 3. So, what did you both have? What letter did you pick? Excellent, cool. So that was a bit of a trick question. They were kind of all the same, but the words were different. So, nice work. Right, I'll collect those. And I'll get you to sign yours too, actually.
Oh, okay.
Very much. So do you feel comfortable with that?
Yes.
It's all pretty basic, trending content, trending platforms, why it's important to understand both when you're using social media.
It's pretty trendy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty trendy. Okay, so we'll move on to the next part of this session. So social media platforms and how they can be used to engage customers. So this part will go through the main, most popular social media platforms that people are using these days, just so you can understand which one might best suit your audience. Does that make sense? So we'll start off with number 1, Facebook. Facebook is mostly used by 24 to 35-year-olds. Every second there are 20,000 people on Facebook. This means in just 18 seconds there are 11 million people on Facebook. On average there are 486,183 users a minute, and 79% of users are accessing Facebook from their mobile. So pretty big statistics, which means Facebook is, I guess it depends on what you're advertising, but Facebook is probably the most used social media platform when you want to get a message across. So people use Facebook for communication, photo and video sharing, finding, reading, watching, sharing content, or discussing news. People use Facebook, businesses use Facebook for business because the more users a platform has, the more exposure a business could potentially receive. Marketing activities that would cost thousands of dollars through other channels, say radio, billboard, even newspaper advertising, can be done on Facebook for a fraction of the cost, if not free, if you're smart about how you're doing it. Moving on. Businesses can create profiles on Facebook and use it to build relationships with consumers. Facebook allows businesses to promote their products via videos and photos, which can be shared across audiences. Facebook also allows businesses to provide instant customer support, which is very important. Instagram. Instagram is a mobile social network that allows users to edit and share photos as well as videos. Instagram was bought by Facebook on April 9, 2012 for $1 billion. At the time, Instagram had only 30 million users. After the Facebook acquisition, it now has 77.6 million active users. Instagram introduced advertising for select brands. Oh, I guess we don't really have to worry about that. That's just for my information. So, why do people use Instagram? There are three main reasons: to capture a moment in time, to fill fragmented time to escape from classes or work, or to relax and entertain themselves, to maintain relationships with current sets of friends. That's basically why people use Instagram. But how can a business use Instagram? So, without looking at that slide, give me an example of how a business could use Instagram, knowing what its main purposes are.
I suppose it's a visual way to show your brand, so you can put it on that platform and people can see what you're there to actually deliver for them.
Exactly, and it's like Facebook in the sense that it's another one of those platforms that allows you to create a profile and have that, one-on-one connection with clients. The way that Instagram works is a little bit different to Facebook though, because businesses can use Instagram to collaborate with profiles of celebrities or just social media famous people who have a high number of followers. So followers are people that follow that person's page. And then you can get that person to promote your product. I'll give you an example. So say your business is, you sell lipstick. You want people to buy your lipstick, so you find a model or someone who has Instagram and get them to advertise your product on their page. So say this girl named Sally, she's a model, she has 1 million followers on Instagram. She uses your product on her page, that's exposure to 1 million people. That's basically how businesses use Instagram. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah.
YouTube. So YouTube has 1.3 billion YouTube users. There's 300 hours of video uploaded to YouTube every minute. YouTube gets over 30 million visitors a day. And here's a fun fact. The world's highest paid YouTube stars. So YouTube stars are people that basically go on YouTube and upload videos promoting products or doing funny things, and people will actively sit down and watch these videos. So that's what a YouTube star is. YouTube stars in 2017 earned a combined total of 127 million. And these are just people who make videos for a living and post them to YouTube. Sometimes they advertise products, sometimes they don't. So how can a business use YouTube? YouTube lets businesses show their products in action or real time. Businesses that have a following or are a part of a community can use YouTube as a tool to share and engage with customers. So for example, if you've got a Facebook page, you might use YouTube to link to a video of you performing your service. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can integrate it with other social media platforms. It's kind of rarely used on its own, because if someone doesn't know to look for you on YouTube, it's such a vast library that it's unlikely someone's just going to fall across your business, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Excellent. YouTube is also a chance to add colour and movement to your business image, so it's a bit different from the cut and dry posting a picture on Facebook or posting a picture on Instagram. You can post videos, and you can get really creative with YouTube videos too if you've got video editing skills and whatnot. So, with that, if we're on slide 33 now. Yep, excellent. So, do you have any questions about social media platforms and how they're used
No.
and how they're integrated into
You
business?
covered everything.
Excellent. Okay, so that actually marks the end of that session just now. But I will give you a take-home activity to complete, if that's okay with you
Yeah.
both.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, I'll also get you to fill out a feedback sheet for this session and also for the next session as well. So I'll hand out your homework and then we'll go on to the next session. Does that sound good?
Okay.